Hello, Mark Crossfield here, TaylorMade CB Tour Preferred irons in my hand. We're going to give these bad boys a hit, see if they're any good. We've got speed pockets on some of them and not all of them. This is the cavity back version of their Tour Preferred TaylorMade irons. Let's check these out. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, we've got the TaylorMade CB's Tour Preferred, the more cavity back, the more friendly version out of the three that come in the TaylorMade Tour Preferred range. We get speed pocket on the bottom here in the long iron, so I think 3 iron down to 7, and then in the 8 iron here I get no pocket. We start going into more traditional. We get forged, I think, only in the short irons, but don't confirm, that's not gospel. You have to go on the website and check that out. I think only the short irons are forged, but they might all be forged. There's no indication on them. I couldn't quite work that out from the website earlier. We get classic looks, little bit of progressive offset, so certainly my 5 iron here is looking more offset than the 8 iron. Clean, professional, Tour Preferred lines on these clubs, silvery, lovely nickel kind of finish on these as well, normal TaylorMade branding. Little bit of cavity which is going to help you. Speed pocket apparently going to help you on lower centered hits, so if you're hitting the club a bit out the bottom, it's going to perform better from all across the face, is what that is meant to do for TaylorMade. That's what they say. If you buy into that or not, it's definitely, you need to go and test. The jury is still out for me what difference that speed pocket actually makes. So look, let's hit a few with the 8 iron and see what this one feels like. I've got GC2 HMT down here on the floor. I've hit some real balls with my Tactless Pro V1X balls. We're going to show you some real data from these clubs, also for distances and launch and all the rest of it. But as you'd expect from all these main manufacturers, they all perform pretty good. So let's give this one a hit. I think out of the 3, this is the one I would go more for if I wanted that classic looks but still want that help that the cavity back is going to offer. This is where I think I would be. It's, like I say, the most friendliest at the Tour Preferred range. Nice medium to thin top line and not the biggest heads in the world. I've struggled with their Tour Preferred lines in the past because I've not particularly loved the shape, but this one's looking a little nicer. Let's give it a hit. I caught that one slightly out the bottom, and this hasn't got the speed pocket, but this is where I do catch irons slightly out the bottom when I mishit them, and this is why I would go more for the cavity back in this. I use quite big, hefty cavity backs. Anyone who watches my videos knows I use pretty chunky clubs, so this one is definitely kind of is tempting for me because it does do a bit of best of both worlds. Let's give the 8 iron another hit. Get that right at the middle, and it feels very solid. It's a nice sound which will make you feel like it's soft. It's a nice feeling iron with good classic looks. Now for me, let's just try the 5 iron as well. The blade lengths on these irons are just a fraction long for me. They're not, I think there are prettier irons out there in this ilk. This one's got the speed pocket on the bottom. Let's see if we feel any difference. We'll look at the data soon. I caught that one pretty good and that felt pretty nice. It makes quite a loud ting. Certainly doesn't feel as soft as the 8 iron, this 5 iron. I don't know if that's just acoustics. Well, it is just acoustics more than anything else, because the actual feel of a club is almost, well, I don't think you can actually feel anything, to be honest. It's more the sound that you're going to be hearing, which you then equate to feel. Definitely a bit more offset in the 5 iron, which won't appeal to everyone. Appeals to me. I use offset iron, so I've got no problem with that. I hit that really well, and that does feel nice off the face. Again, if speed pocket does anything, that's for you to decide. I can't make my mind up on it. I'd have to see data. TaylorMade have shown me data that it does things, but how much you'd feel that in a round of golf, not sure. It's a good looking iron. They're slightly long in length for me. I think there are better looking irons in this ilk, in my opinion, but that's purely an opinion based thing. You need to go out there and see what you like the look of best. I think if you want an iron that appeals, you know, a bit of user friendliness, because this has that with that cavity at the back, and you want those classic Tour Preferred shapes, which these definitely offer, and you're a fan of TaylorMade, then definitely the CB is one you should go out and try. It's a good looking club. I think they've done much better than their old Tour Preferred range. It didn't really do much for me. The introduction of the speed pocket is interesting into the longer irons, and any little help in those longer irons certainly for me is a good thing. If it does offer that, definitely I would buy into that. CBs, let's look at some numbers. I like the looks. Little long in the length. Skeptical about the pocket on the bottom, but I'm sure it does what they say. I don't mind the offset. I think some of you will want to go more for their, if you're going into the Tour Preferred range, you want to get rid of a bit of that offset often. But this one, definitely there is a market out there, which I'm definitely in. Let's check the numbers, see how it performs. Right, numbers time. TaylorMade Tour Preferred CB iron, 5-iron and 8-iron numbers. Again, very good distance. What I'm finding with all sets of these irons, actually, for all the Tour Preferred range, I'm getting almost identical distance out of all of them. Getting 84 yards average on my 5-iron, which is about where my 5-iron sits. And then 152 on my 8-iron, which is quite strong for my 8-iron. That's a good distance for my 8-iron. So yeah, very good numbers, good performing club. Out of the three, this is the one I would go for most. It's the most kind of helpful while still offering those really classic Tour Preferred looks, those slender lines and what have you. For me, this is the one I think most of you, unless you're really seeking out that kind of classic bladed look, this one would help your game from long iron down to short game. Like I say, if that speed pocket does it, doesn't matter. As long as I'm getting consistent results, I would use it. Again, without seeing the actual data on that and trying to test the speed pocket is very, very difficult to give you any kind of real data on that, because when I have tested it, I don't really see any noticeable distance between any other club, which is why I would need TaylorMade really to say, look, here's the data of what we see. And how that equates into shots, that's my point. I can't see how, when I test it with the different clubs, I can't equate it to actually saving me a shot anywhere really over a period of time. So that's one you'll have to trust the manufacturer a bit more on than me. It's in the club, so if it doesn't do anything, does it matter? It's there. So if it does, it helps you. If it doesn't, they're certainly not performing bad. Good iron TaylorMade CBs, my preferred out of the three. Just the offset some of you might struggle to deal with, but go and try them. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. Is it an iron you might hit? Love to hear. We'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Hello, Mark Crossfield here, TaylorMade CB Tour Preferred irons in my hand. We're going to give these bad boys a hit, see if they're any good. We've got speed pockets on some of them and not all of them. This is the cavity back version of their Tour Preferred TaylorMade irons. Let's check these out. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, we've got the TaylorMade CBs Tour Preferred, the more cavity back, the more friendly version out of the three that come in the TaylorMade Tour Preferred range. We get speed pocket on the bottom here in the long iron, so I think 3-iron down to 7, and then in the 8-iron here I get no pocket. We start going into more traditional. We get forged, I think, only in the short irons, but don't confirm. That's not gospel. You have to go on the website and check that out. I think only the short irons are forged, but they might all be forged. There's no indication on them. I couldn't quite work that out from the website earlier. We get classic looks, little